a date. Welcome to the exciting and new podcast. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
I'm Dana.
And I'm Mike.
It's
Welcome
also a
aboard,
mini.
Mike.
I forgot to say it was a mini. I
okay.
forgot to include that time. But yeah, welcome, Mike. This is your first time.
Mike and I go way back. We worked together like, 15, 20 years ago or something
And
like
Jason.
that.
Yeah,
And were you there at the same time?
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I always forget who worked where at that place because Dana, who currently works where we work,
Me and Dana go back pretty far.
Yeah.
you and Mike never worked together though.
No.
I feel like, yeah, man, all right.
Never overlapped there, right? Yeah.
Crazy.
No.
All right.
Nope.
Just making sure that the recording thing.
All right, you want to talk about anything you watched this week, Dana?
Well, I started watching Monarch.
What do you think?
I love it. It's really good.
Nice. Watching it?
I have not seen it yet. It's on my list.
Yeah, really good. I'm enjoying it so far. The first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
You watched the first 3?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm caught up.
Yeah,
it's
I watched
really good.
the first 3 also. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had to go back and, because I'd never seen any of the Godzilla movies, so we went back after the first episode and watched the 2014 Godzilla?
2016.
2016?
The Bryan Cranston one?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I guess that's the one that starts this
Yeah.
universe.
Yeah. It filled in the gaps a little bit, because I thought maybe the girl's father had a bigger role in that movie, but he really kind of...
No.
The
did
Japanese girl?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was he actually in those movies?
Yeah,
Oh,
but he
I
like
didn't even know that.
he was in the background a little bit. He had a couple lines. He wasn't
one of those guys,
He
okay.
wasn't a big part of it, but it was the same actor.
All right, we're gonna make a whole universe.
It's like
around
when they
this
did that one
background
episode of
here.
Lost and you see
Yeah.
everybody in the background, remember?
Yeah, but it's good. I like it. So I'm looking
No,
forward to more.
it's fun. Yeah, it's a good show.
Has
What about
anybody
you?
seen The Killer?
Yes.
Yeah, I just watched it this week.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did.
Very much enjoyed that.
Did you watch it yet?
Not yet. No.
Did you
I-
like it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
I enjoyed it.
David Fincher, who I love,
Yeah.
and the guy who wrote Seven, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. So
This
What's there not to like?
this almost felt like a little more lighthearted than most David Fincher stuff, even though it's about an assassin killing people and
I had a little bit I didn't mind the voiceover so much, but I had a problem with what was in the voiceover because a lot of the statistics just didn't seem like it would be something off the top of your head.
Wow.
So I didn't like that part
but
of the voiceover.
that was the
That got
whole
to me, yeah.
part of that was the whole aspect of the character. Everything he did was meticulous and
But you would not have,
planned out.
but that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't know how many 3-year-olds were killed by this in the state of Ohio.
maybe if you're sitting
would-
around
you-
waiting for your
you
you're
wouldn't
sitting
know.
around for your mark to get home after like 2 weeks, you're gonna like
It's just like
Google
that,
stuff.
That took me out a little bit. But other than that, I thought it was a good movie. Yeah, I liked it. But that was one of the one things that took me out of it. But
That and the only other thing I saw recently was The Fall House of Usher.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I love
Netflix?
that.
That was
was really
really
good.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
so you're
I
not
have-
watching The Curse on Paramount or Showtime?
Emma Stone.
Oh.
Emma Stone, Nathan Fielder.
Oh, really?
It's really
Yeah,
good.
it's good. Yeah.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Fall the House Usher that's the same group that did like Haunting
The
on
Haunted
Hill
Hill
House.
House, The
Okay.
Haunting of Blind Manor.
Yeah, I saw the first one, whatever the first one was. I think that was Hill House.
Yeah, that was the best.
Because that had Henry Thomas from
Yes.
ET in it. Yeah, yeah.
He's in this. And
He's like a
this
lot.
too.
It's like American Horror Story where they just bring people back in different roles, kind of thing. Yeah.
They had a great scene where it was like my childhood, like on a couch. It was Henry Thomas on one side and Mark Hamill on the other having a
Yeah.
conversation.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
It's Luke and Elliot. Nice. Jay, what have you done? Anything fun?
I watched the killer that you mentioned there, but I just watched the documentary Little Richard. I Am Everything on. That was on Max. I watched that on Max, and I watched a Christmas movie. I watched this week with Mel Gibson.
Is that like the horrible dads too?
No,
or
No,
whatever?
was that Fat,
Fat
Man?
Man.
That was pretty good.
You saw that?
Yeah.
I just watched it. It was
Is that
good.
new?
No, it's like 2 years old.
Oh,
I think it's
okay.
a few years older than that, actually.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, but it was fun. He's Santa, or Kris Kringle, if you want to call
Mel
him
Gibson
that.
is?
Yeah.
I thought he was Jesus, so he's going down a step here. I
So
guess playing
he's
Santa,
Santa
right?
in this, and it's
Covering the
just
whole
him.
holiday.
Secular or
it's
not?
just, a kid gets a coal. A 12-year-old kid gets a coal on his birthday or for Christmas, and he hires a hitman, Walton Goggins.
Nice one.
Oh.
You can never go wrong with him.
to kill Santa.
What is it on?
I watched that on Peacock.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to check that out.
It's for free. You just have to watch 3 minutes of commercials in the beginning, and then,
But it's a Christmas movie. Maybe I'll add that to the
he's
list
Santa,
this year.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw the one last year too with David Harbour, where he was
it's
playing
next
Santa
on my
Claus.
list. Violent
Oh,
Night.
Violent
I saw
Night.
that last
That's
year.
on Amazon Prime. I'm going to watch that.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that on
Yeah.
Amazon? I don't
Yeah.
want to watch that. Yeah, for
That
sure.
was pretty good.
Yeah.
And did you see the previews for that new John Woo movie that started this week? Silent Night.
No.
I didn't hear about this.
It's
I told you about it last week.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Did you really tell
guys
us about
don't
it?
listen to me, but that's okay.
You talk about so much stuff, Dana.
Was that one of the previews you saw?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see now. I remember now.
Joel, what's his last name?
Kinnaman.
Kinnaman.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah, I'll check that out when that comes out. It's out already?
it's out in theaters.
Okay. I want to see Thanksgiving. Dana saw
Yeah,
that
so
last
we
week.
see that.
Got that movie.
Is it worth it?
I don't like gore. I have a big problem with gore. I didn't know going in what it was going to be.
Did you never see the trailer for it?
We
No.
discussed
She,
it when she
No.
brought this up last week.
It was like a random, Tara, we're bored. Do you want to go to a movie? Thanksgiving's playing. It's scary. That's all I knew. Oh my God. I still had a good time. I enjoyed it, even though it was well above the level of gore I can withstand.
But it was more of a
still
comedy, right?
Yeah, it had its moments, but I overall enjoyed it, and
It's
it
Eli.
was funny.
Eli Roth directed this, right?
Yeah.
I guess
I know
so,
he did
yeah.
the trailer, so
Yeah,
I'm assuming
yeah, I
he
think
directed it.
so.
Yeah, he wrote and directed it.
I watched.
That's everything, right?
Looks like Joe Pesci. No, that's
right
that's
there.
Chris.
No, I
Waltz
think
there.
he's up on the
I can't see
next
it upside
level.
down.
Oh yeah, there he is up there.
in
He's
the
in
top.
this group
Yeah.
here. Michelle and I watched Oppenheimer
How was that?
over the last 2 days because
Oh.
it was long, but
Yeah.
really good. Like, I know everybody wants to compare it to all of Christopher Nolan's other movies, and I can't compare it yet. I have to watch it again to compare because it's a biography, so it's so different than something like Interstellar or Dark Knight or something make believe. But really good, humongous cast. Like it's one of those
Cast is
things.
like JFK.
It is one of those movies where like every scene you're just like, oh shit, Remy Malek's in this for like a minute, and then he's gone, and Josh Peck's in it for a minute, and he's gone, and
Yeah, he comes back a little later.
Yeah. People come in and out, but they're gone for 2.5 hours, and they come back in, and it's one of those kinds of. It's non-linear story, and there's 3 different timelines, and you're kind of following them all at once, and of course they all tie up at the end. And
I liked it.
it's got it got a really, I don't know if it's a twist or not, but like there's a hidden bad guy in it. All of a sudden, there's a bad guy like 3/4 of the way through the movie, where you're like, oh.
Is it the Japanese?
No, the Japanese are not featured in this movie at all. Spoiler, they don't.
You gotta watch
actually-
them in Godzilla.
Yeah, they don't actually show the bombing of Hiroshima or Nagasaki, but yeah, I mean, I thought it was really well done and really interesting. And I mean, it's long. It's a lot of talking. It's a lot of talking. But Michelle said, like, Michelle's one complaint is like, it's so sciencey. I'm like, just let that shit like wash over you. Like when they're talking about stuff, you don't know what they're talking about. Just be like, they're talking about science. That's all science stuff. But it was really funny because we were watching it Friday. Or maybe Thursday, maybe Thanksgiving night, and Einstein's in it. And the actor that plays Einstein is Emily's dad on Friends, the one that Ross marries in England. You know, where he says Rachel at the wedding by accident.
That's a deep pull,
We
man.
were watching that. We're watching that episode the next day. Like we watched the first half of Oppenheimer, and then the next morning we're watching Friends, and they're in London. I'm like, holy shit. That's Einstein right there. It's so weird, but yeah, very, very well done. Excellent movie. Fun too for a movie about, you know, a nuclear holocaust. Possibly, you know, they talk about burning the atmosphere many times in this movie, and you're just like, that didn't happen. We're good. We're fine. Keep
I know
building
how
those
it
missiles.
ends.
Yeah. And that's my younger son was asking. He's like, "Are you enjoying it?" I'm like, "Well, I know how it ends. I'm like, I know." The outcome of all these people's lives, so it's not that anything's going to surprise me.
See, I know the real life story.
But then it surprised me at the end because I don't want to spoil like what I'm saying the hidden bad guy was. But all of a sudden it happened. I'm like, God damn! I did not see that coming. And so I thought it was really well done and fun.
Are you gonna watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You too, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't even want to spoil who the hidden bad guy is, and
Yeah,
it's
don't.
subtle because Michelle and I were talking about it the day after we saw it, and I brought that up, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't even pick up on that because." I don't think she was picking up on the nuances of what was going on in the movie, but that's fine. Anything else from you, Dana?
Well, I started my Christmas movie watching.
Okay.
You're gonna add
Did you do
Batman to that
Violent
list.
Night?
I saw Violent Night last year.
Did you see it in the theater last year?
Well, we had tickets to go to the theater, but then I had COVID, so I watched it from home because you could buy it. You could also
It was one of those.
Watch
one
it
of
at
those
home.
you could watch at home. And I did enjoy it. It was really good. but scrolling through, I found one from 2017 that had Tim Allen.
Boo. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out already.
One of the
Is
guys
it Christmas
from
with the Cranks or something like that?
God,
or the
no.
Santa Claus?
It was
Wasn't even
El
like a million of
Camino-
those?
El Camino Christmas is what it was called. It was Tim Allen.
Okay.
It
Never
was
heard of this.
Vincent
Is there-
D'Onofrio.
Is there a car in it?
Yeah. Is,
Yeah.
is
Okay.
Jesse in it?
But not in El Camino. It I think it's a Chevelle, but it's set in El Camino somewhere. Texas?
Oh, that's the name
New
of a
Mexico.
town?
Yeah, it's the name of the
Okay.
town.
Okay.
So it's him, Vincent D'Onofrio, the dad from That 70s Show.
Red?
Yeah. Dax Shepard.
Ugh, God, he's another one I cannot stand Dax Shepard, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except in
Doesn't bother
Idiocracy.
me.
And I watch him in Idiocracy and I'm like, this is probably how Dax Shepard actually is in real life.
I saw that movie he did, Hit and Run. I thought that was pretty good.
I have less
think I've
respect
seen
for
that.
Kristen Bell because she's married to him. I'm like, man,
Wow.
she'd fuck anybody, I guess, if she'd fuck him.
Oh my God.
I like him.
But it's
I
this,
didn't think he's that bad.
I have no opinion. I mean, I love Kristen Bell. She'd probably do better. But anyway.
Can do better.
Andy's like, I think I could get Kristen Bell.
And I'm not a huge fan of her because of that. I'm just like,
Oh my
eh,
God,
eh.
I love Kristen Bell.
Every time I see her, I'm like, And now she's doing that commercial with him. They're Carvana
know.
or something like that.
Oh, I
Like,
saw that
know.
commercial. Does he have a full sleeve of tattoos?
Yeah.
I had
think
no
so.
idea. He had a full sleeve.
I didn't
was
notice
like,
I
this
know he's got a
movie, but-
bunch. I don't,
I had no idea that he was even tattooed. He just, so I was like, that's like the first time I saw Rogan when he had no shirt on or had no sleeves on. I was like, what the hell?
Well, it was weird. I saw a picture of Katie Seagal the other day, and she's
She's
got-
tatted up.
Yeah.
But she's married
Really?
to.
Yeah.
Oh, the
she's
dude that
married to
did
that
it.
dude from
The guy that did
Sons of
Sons of
Anarchy.
Anarchy, right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
she, you could see her living that lifestyle for real
yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Like,
she does seem
yeah.
like that suits
That's
her
part of
very
the
well.
job.
Yeah.
Much more than
Like,
married
that's
with
probably
children
like,
lifestyle.
that's probably like her real lifestyle. Like she probably
Yeah.
really rides and stuff like that. you
Yeah,
know?
like it wasn't too much of a stretch.
Yeah.
Because, she's actually in the Roseanne reboot, The Connors.
Yeah.
You mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah, and she is also kind of that type of person. She's
Yeah.
like in a band and she, travels around. So she's kind of like
did
that
they
there
get
too.
her to replace Roseanne on that show?
Yeah.
She is John Goodman's girl. Wife.
really? Is that
There's
what she
yeah,
is?
he
Oh,
married
did they
her.
get?
I've never
Yeah.
watched that show, so
It's awful, but I've been watching
I
it my
never
whole life,
watched
so I don't
Roseanne.
stop
Don't
now.
worry, I think they're going to cancel.
Well, I
it.
never,
Yeah.
I never watched.
Is it still
Roseanne
going
either.
strong?
Yeah, it's like
It's still
5
on.
seasons
Yeah.
in.
John Goodman's still doing it too.
Yeah, all of them
Yeah.
are
Because he's
there.
popping up in like everything.
Yeah.
He popped
Yeah.
up in Monarch.
Monarch, yeah.
Was that
He
a
was-
new scene or was that pulled from?
That's not from Skull Island. 'Cause
It's
that's,
not, okay.
That's where they are in the beginning of Monarch.
Yeah, in
That's
the
Skull
70s.
Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you guys know who Please Don't Destroy is?
Yeah, I
the
saw the movie.
SNL guys.
No.
Yeah. Did
Oh,
you
is that
see
the three
the
guys
Foggy
last night?
Bot?
Okay.
And John Goodman narrated that.
That's right. He was in that. So
you're-
he does commercials.
Your terrible Tim Allen Christmas movie. What was it called?
El Camino Christmas.
Oh, yeah, El Camino Christmas.
It's a hostage. It turns into a hostage situation. Local
Is that a comedy?
cops. No.
Oh.
Local cops. A young guy. The cops are
Like, was
escalating
this a
the issue.
tearjerker?
No. It was just so ridiculous. It's halfway through. I was like, all right, we're not going to watch this anymore.
Oh.
So like hours later, we were desperate for something to watch, and we're like, why don't we just finish this movie? So finished it, and it was stupid. But Tim Allen
Should
wasn't
have just watched
being.
Community.
I should have. I should have watched the
For the
Community
8th
Christmas episodes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Because if you go on like some of these Hulu, and
Yeah.
I think Max does it, where you can watch all the Christmas episodes.
Oh, you can?
of
Yeah.
certain shows.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's fun. I would
Yeah.
definitely do
they
that.
had stuff so you can just
Thanksgiving
watch
night,
those?
they switched over from
yeah,
Thanksgiving
they
to
did
Christmas.
Halloween. They did Halloween first. They do Halloween.
Really? I
Thanksgiving,
didn't
and then
even know
Christmas.
that.
Yeah.
So you can
I didn't
easily
either.
get to
That's
them.
a really good idea.
Yeah, it is a
Now
good
that I
idea.
think
They
about
have
it,
the
I didn't
section
think
for
of
the
it.
movies, and then they have the section for the TV shows. Yeah.
Oh.
We were watching like Frasier the other night, and there's like 6 Frasier Christmas specials. It was the bomb.
It's so funny because we were watching like Bob's Burger the other day just because it was on TBS or something. They were running all the Thanksgiving episodes in a row, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and I was thinking as I'm watching, I'm like,
That's a
this would be a
smart
really
idea.
cool idea if they just like made these available at the
they
season,
already do.
and they do.
Yeah.
I just didn't
Yeah.
realize it did that.
Interesting. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I have a problem though with Hulu's interface. I feel like it changes every time I log in. Nothing is in the same
also
spot.
the worst interface.
Yeah,
of
it's
all
really
streamers.
bad.
You have to go over to the episode that was previously on, and then go up and hope that the new episode
Yeah.
is there. It's like,
Yeah, Hulu
I don't
is by
understand
far
their
Yeah,
the-
interface.
Hulu needs to redo
just
that.
to
yeah.
get to your username because we have like us and the
Yep.
kids and like the line is on top of the person's
Yeah.
name, which is so counterintuitive to
Yeah.
anything else where the line would be under the person's
Yeah.
name. And oh my god,
It is
it's so
bad.
funny because Daniel was watching The Bear now, and we were sitting around. He's like, I'm going to watch one of my episodes. We're like, do it, man. We're not watching anything. And as soon as he went to Hulu, he's like, I fucking hate Hulu. I'm like, it's the worst, isn't it? It's
there was
the worst.
a time where we were watching, I don't know, we were binging something on Hulu, and it would randomly, well, not randomly, go to commercial, and every time it would come back from commercial, it would go to the Golden Girls episode, the same one, the same spot. I would throw a goddamn fit every time that happened.
And you weren't watching the Golden Girls? Like you were watching something else?
I was, but at the time I was watching a different show.
Yeah.
But that is where I stopped on the Golden Girls, and it would go. I think we were watching Criminal Minds. I would be livid every time this happened, and it would happen at least once per episode.
It
would just start a new show.
I have a similar issue with Max. If you're watching, like, I don't know, we were rewatching Entourage just for something to do. And no matter what, you'd go in, you'd turn on and go, all right, the last episode I watched was episode 3. So you'd hit episode 4, it would go right to the end of episode 4, the credits would be running, and it would go to episode 5.
As if someone had been watching it.
So you have to go to episode 3 so that it would start at the end of episode.
I have that happen to me all the time, but I think it's because we share our password with so many people on everything. Apple.
So if somebody had already watched it, then,
like Monarch has been that thing because I keep coming home like you were asking me the other day, did you watch the new Monarch? I'm like, oh, I didn't even know one was out there. Well, because someone had already watched it. It wasn't in my.
But he should have
next
known.
thing.
He should have known that it was out there because I had texted him.
Yeah, but
And he only read the first sentence.
If
He didn't read the
Apple
sentence.
did
I have very bad
profiles,
reading comprehension.
if
Sorry.
Apple would give you a profile. And they don't. It's just
Yeah,
everyone goes into the
everybody
same
goes
one.
in, yeah.
And you can't do the separate profiles,
Apple
which is
also
super
doesn't
annoying.
care if you share a bunch of passwords, so Apple gets
And
a
considering
pass.
the cost of
Apple gets a
Apple, what is
pass,
Apple,
yeah.
$5?
And
No,
it's-
Apple went up recently.
Did it?
But it's
$9.99 now.
all good stuff.
Apple has a
Yeah.
lot of good stuff.
Apple has
yeah.
no bad stuff yet. Like I'm sure there's stuff I haven't watched yet, but like everything I've watched on
Yeah,
Apple,
me
I'm like,
too.
it's great. It's great content. So
Yeah.
Apple can do no
I
wrong
watched
right
one
now.
thing that was kind of weird, but I still liked it and watched it. I'll watch a season 2.
I only watched one other thing this week just because it was a short
gonna
week
say, do
with
you have anything
Thanksgiving.
else
Yeah,
before we wrap this
I
one up?
started Fargo season 5. I don't know if
How
anybody's
is
a
it?
Fargo. Are you a
Oh.
Fargo fan?
Yeah.
Did you also watch them?
I watched 1 and 2, and
Okay.
maybe I watched 3.
3 was the one with Ewan McGregor.
Oh, I never finished
And then
that one.
4 was the one with Chris Rock. That was like the
did not
Black
watch that
Mafia
one.
in Kansas City. That was a
Okay.
really good one. But this one is Juno Temple from Keeley from
Yeah.
Ted Lasso, and John Hamm and Steve from Stranger Things,
Mm-hmm.
and Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Yes.
And 2 episodes dropped the other day, so we watched the first 2 episodes. Really good.
Is
man.
it?
Jennifer Jason Leigh, she lose weight.
Jennifer Jason Leigh she looks good. I mean, she plays the mother-in-law of Juno Temple, but she's.
I know she wasn't looking well recently.
No,
but
I was actually kind of impressed how well she did look in this. I was like, oh, last time I saw her was Hateful Eight, and she looked terrible.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
she
but
looks
I
good.
think that was
I know.
kind of
She was supposed
supposed
to.
to-
It's hard to look good when they were punching her in the face and
No,
breaking
she
her
has-
nose, and
she
the blood was all in her teeth and stuff.
Minus
but-
Hateful Eight, she didn't look well.
Really?
Outside.
Oh
Yeah,
no, I think she looked
was,
actually really good.
So then she must have.
Like, not well, meaning she looked like she was sick.
She was big and heavy,
Yeah.
and just like not.
Oh.
Didn't look like she looked like 2 of herself.
No, she looked. She
No.
looked.
Wow.
Definitely looks like what you would think of Jennifer Jason Leigh at whatever she is, 55, 60, however, whatever age
Yeah.
she is. So I thought it was good. And it's so far so good. Juno Temple is the star of it. I mean, not only
How's her accent, her American accent?
Oh,
It's-
it sounds really. She's got the whole Minnesota thing going, but then
Does
there's there's an underlying plot where she doesn't have that accent sometimes too. So
Oh, okay.
she changes from her Minnesota to her regular American accent,
Yeah.
and I mean, when she's talking Minnesota, it's almost distracting because you're like, man. Like the last time I heard her talk, she had that like really
Yeah.
harsh like British accent. So now you're like, how do people do this? Like
Yeah.
real good actors are so good at
Because that's her
acting.
regular accent is she's British,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I did see that. I thought it looked really good. I hadn't been interested in the last couple ones, but I thought this one looked good.
You know what I've been interested in a lot
No,
lately?
Mike has something to say. Go,
Oh
Mike.
no, I was just going to say I had that same problem when I started watching Ted Lasso because the only other thing
You
I had
cut it
seen
off
her
with
in
Ted Lasso.
Come on,
was
dude. No.
a movie called I think it was called Killer Joe with Matthew McConaughey and Juno Temple, and she played this like redneck white trash Southern.
American Southern girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I mean, Matthew McConaughey played just like the evilest. It was great. He played this like a dirty cop kind of thing. It was
I'm always surprised when people are able to do good accents like that because I can't do any good
No,
accents.
me either.
I can do
Not at all.
very bad good accents, like not anything that people would believe I'm from any other place but New Jersey.
hello.
I was on a cruise ship a couple months ago, and I sat down next to British people, and they were marveling at my accent. One of the guys like, I love the way you say coffee. Coffee. He's like making fun of the way I say coffee. I'm like, do I say it weird? It sounds right in my head, but they were making fun of my Jersey accent. I was okay with that. All right, Jason's got something to say.
Download, rate, subscribe, and review. Do all those fun things.
He's so
It's exciting
sad.
new podcast on all our socials. The Jazoo over there on Instagram, Jazoo74 on Twitter. It's been the exciting and new mini podcast. I'm Jason.
AEGonzo1 on Twitter, AEGonzo1970 on Instagram. I'm Andy. You're going to say your things if you have anything.
I have no things.
Okay. Dana Caps on TikTok and Twitter, and Dana Caps 77 on Instagram. I'm Dana.
And he's Mike.
And I'm Mike. Yeah.
Mike
Thank you, Mike.
Chamberlain.
Stick around for, what are we doing next?
Private school.
Private school.